So you're thinking about selling your house, right? And I bet I know what everyone's telling you. Wait, till spring. It's the conventional wisdom for sure. But what if that's actually terrible advice? We're going to dive into why this time of year, the holidays, the one time everyone else is taking a break, might just be your secret weapon.
Yup, this is the classic line, isn't it? And look, I get it. It makes perfect sense on the surface. You're busy, you've got family coming over, maybe some travel. The last thing you want is to deal with staging your house and having strangers walk through. Waiting till things calm down in the new year feels like the only sane option.
But what if I told you that all those reasons to wait, the chaos, the fact that it's the quote-unquote off-season, what if those are the exact things that give you a massive, almost unfair advantage? Let's unpack how playing it safe might actually be costing you big time.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about the buyers. Who in their right mind is house hunting during the holidays anyway? Well, it's probably not who you're picturing. The kind of person looking for a home right now is different. And by different, I mean better for you.
You know, the spring market is kind of like a weekend open house. You get a ton of people walking through, but half of them are just your nosy neighbors or folks who are just looking. It's a lot of tire kickers. But holiday buyers, they're a whole different animal. These aren't casual shoppers. They're on a mission. They have a real, pressing need to find a new home, and they need to do it now.
So what could possibly be so important that someone is scheduling showings between Thanksgiving dinner and New Year's Eve? It's almost always a major life event. We're talking about things like a big job relocation that starts in January, or a sudden change in the family situation. Maybe even some serious year-end tax reasons. These aren't nice-to-haves, you know? These are must-haves with a very real deadline attached.
And here's what that means for you. Yeah, you might get fewer people walking through your door overall. But every single person who does, they are way more likely to be a serious, qualified, and motivated buyer who's ready to write an offer. It is the absolute definition of quality over quantity.
Okay, so you've got these super motivated buyers. That's piece number one of the puzzle. But it gets even better when you look at piece number two, which is just simple supply and demand. It's not just about who is looking. It's about what they're looking at. Or more importantly, what they're not looking at.
Just take a look at this. It lays it all out perfectly. See that bar for December? Inventory, the number of houses for sale, just tanks. Why? Because everyone else is doing what they think is smart, waiting. But then look at January. Boom! The market is absolutely flooded with new listings. That little dip in December, that's not a slow period. That's your golden window of opportunity.
We like to call this the seller spotlight. Think about it. When there are 100 other houses just like yours for sale, you're just one voice in a giant choir. But when there are only a handful, your house is the solo act. It gets all the attention from those highly motivated buyers. You're not just another listing, you're the listing.
Look, it really boils down to this. If you list right now, you have very little competition. If you wait until January, you're competing against everybody and their brother. It's basic economics, right? When supply is low and demand from serious buyers is high, guess who's in the driver's seat? You are, the seller. The real question is, why on earth would you willingly give up that power?
Okay, so just to recap, we've got serious buyers and practically no competition. That's a powerful 1-2 punch. But there's a third element at play here, and honestly, it might be the most powerful of all. It's the secret ingredient, emotion.
I mean, think about it. Nobody buys a house based purely on a spreadsheet. We tell ourselves we do, but really? We make the decision with our hearts first, and then we justify it with our heads. People aren't just buying 4 walls and a roof. They're buying a feeling, a lifestyle, a future.
So now picture this. A buyer walks into your home. It's tastefully decorated for the holidays. There are some warm, twinkly lights, maybe the smell of pine or cinnamon in the air. That's not just staging, that's creating a powerful emotional trigger. It taps into feelings of warmth, of family, of home. They don't just see a living room, they see their family opening presents in that living room.
And that feeling, that emotional connection, is what lights a fire under them. It creates this urgency, this fear of missing out on that future they just pictured for themselves. And that is what gets them to stop looking and start writing an offer.
All right, serious buyers, low competition, a huge emotional advantage. These are all amazing reasons, but they all lead up to the big one, the one that really hits home, the money. This is where we see how selling during the holidays isn't just a good idea, it's a brilliant financial strategy.
Here's the game plan. It's a simple 3-step move. Step 1, you sell now, during the holidays, while you're in that seller spotlight and can get a fantastic price.
Step 2, you close the deal, and now you are a super strong buyer. You have cash in hand, no house to sell, you're every seller's dream. Then, step 3, you go buy your next house in the spring, right when the market is flooded with inventory and all those other sellers are competing for your attention. You get way more options and way more negotiating power.
You see what we did there? You're playing the market perfectly. It's the classic investing principle. Sell high, buy low. But you're applying it to real estate. Almost everyone else does it the other way around. This is how you flip the script.
So, the big takeaway here is that we need to completely reframe how we think about this time of year. The holiday season isn't the slow season. For the smart seller, it's the strategic season. It's your chance to use market dynamics to your absolute advantage and come out way ahead.
And that really leaves you with one final question to think about. The new year is just around the corner. So are you going to do what everyone else does and get lost in the crowd come January? Or are you going to make a strategic move and get ahead of it?